The emergency lights flashed red inside Maya Carter's spacesuit. She floated through the broken pieces of Research Station Kepler-7. Metal chunks and frozen equipment drifted past her helmet. The Vraxian Empire's attack had come without warning. Their plasma weapons had torn through the station's hull in minutes. Maya tried her radio again. Static filled her ears. She was alone. 300 people had lived on this station. Scientists, engineers, her friends, all gone. The only sound was her own breathing inside the helmet. She looked at the oxygen meter on her wrist display. 1 hour left. Her suit had taken damage during the explosion. The repair systems had failed. No backup power. No rescue beacon working properly. Just a weak signal that probably wouldn't reach anyone. A shadow passed over her. Maya looked up and saw the Vraxian warship. It was huge, like a metal mountain floating in space. The ship's hull was covered in weapon ports and sensor arrays. This wasn't just any vessel. It was a Vraxian battle cruiser. They were checking the wreckage, making sure no one survived. Maya grabbed a piece of debris and pulled herself behind it. Her military training from Earth came back to her. Stay quiet. Don't panic. Think. The Vraxians were the galaxy's most feared warriors. They came from a world of endless storms and deadly predators. They hunted in packs and never showed mercy. But Maya had grown up on Earth, a planet so dangerous that aliens called it a death world. She remembered her first day at the Space Academy. The instructor had pulled up pictures of Earth animals: lions, sharks, bears. The alien students had gasped in horror. These creatures lived on the human homeworld. How did humans survive? We didn't just survive, the instructor had said. We became the apex predators. Movement caught Maya's eye. Small ships were leaving the warship. Boarding pods, 20 of them. They moved like sharks through water, searching the debris field, looking for survivors. Maya's heart beat steady in her chest. Fear tried to creep in, but she pushed it away. Earth had taught humans to use fear as a tool. Her drill instructor's voice echoed in her memory. Fear is humanity's greatest weapon. Use it wisely. She checked her equipment. No weapons. Her suit's thrusters were dead. Communications down. All she had was a damaged spacesuit and whatever reputation humans had earned among the stars. The boarding pods grew closer. Maya could see the Vraxian soldiers inside through the transparent aluminum windows. They wore heavy combat armor and carried energy rifles. Each soldier was 7 feet tall with 4 arms, built for war. But Maya had something they didn't expect. She was human, and in this galaxy, that word carried weight. The stories about humans had spread to every corner of known space. They came from a world where the gravity could crush most species, where the weather could kill you in minutes, where microscopic organisms waged constant war against larger life forms. Humans had evolved in that chaos. They had become something unique. They could sweat to cool down, a biological cooling system that let them chase prey for hours. Their bones were denser than most species' armor. They healed from injuries that would kill others. And when cornered, when faced with certain death, humans had been known to do the impossible. Maya watched the Vraxian pods surround her position, 20 to 1. Any other species would surrender. Any other species would accept death. But Maya was human, and humans had a different relationship with impossible odds. She took a deep breath. Her oxygen meter showed 52 minutes. The first Vraxian pod was 20 meters away. All right, Maya whispered to herself. Let's see if the stories they tell about us are enough. The pods closed in. Maya straightened her posture, floating confidently despite her damaged suit. It was time to find out if humanity's reputation as Deathworlders was worth more than weapons. The hunt was about to begin. But the question was, who was really the hunter? The Vraxian soldiers stepped out of their pods. Their magnetic boots locked onto the debris, letting them walk on the floating metal pieces. 20 soldiers formed a circle around Maya. Their energy weapons glowed blue in the darkness of space. Commander Thaxrel moved forward. His armor was different from the others, darker, with more decorations. Symbols of rank covered his chest plate. He had led hundreds of battles across the galaxy, won them all. He studied the human through his helmet display. The computer showed her vital signs, suit damage, oxygen levels. Everything said she should be panicking, but she floated there, calm as still water. Faxroll knew about humans. Every military commander did. The classified reports sat in secure databases across the galaxy. Humans came from a Category 12 death world. Only 5 such planets existed in the known universe. Most species couldn't even visit Earth without dying. The reports described Earth's environment: gravity that would crush a Vraxian's bones, weather systems that could destroy cities, oceans filled with predators, land animals that hunted in groups. Even the plants could kill you. And the humans, they had evolved in that nightmare. They called it home. Lieutenant Krevar stood next to his commander. This was his first mission against humans. He had heard the stories in the barracks. Tales of human soldiers who kept fighting with fatal wounds. Stories about their adrenaline, a chemical that made them stronger when threatened. "Sir," Krevar said through the helmet comm, "should we stun her?" "No," Faxroll replied. "Look at her. She's not trying to escape." It was true. The human just floated there, watching them. Her breathing was slow, controlled. The commander had seen many species face death. They all reacted differently. Some begged. Some fought. Some froze in terror. Humans did something else. They got quiet. They planned. Faxroll remembered the Battle of Kepler Prime. A single human ship had faced 10 Vraxian cruisers. Everyone thought it would be a quick victory. The human ship had no chance. 6 hours later, 8 Vraxian cruisers were destroyed. The human ship escaped. How? The humans had flown their damaged vessel directly at the Vraxian flagship. A suicide run, everyone thought. But at the last second, they had ejected their reactor core and jumped to hyperspace. The explosion had caused a chain reaction. 8 ships gone. All because humans would do anything, to win. Sergeant Vraxtel checked his scanner. "Commander, her suit is badly damaged. Oxygen at 43 minutes. No weapons detected." "No weapons we can detect," Faxroll corrected. Humans were famous for hiding things. They could turn anything into a weapon. A pen, a piece of wire, even their own bodies. The human moved slightly. 20 weapons aimed at her instantly. She raised her hand slowly, the universal gesture of peace, but her face showed no fear. That bothered Faxroll more than anything. In the Vraxian Military Academy, they taught cadets about different species. The Zilethi surrendered quickly to avoid bloodshed. The Corvin fought with honor until overwhelmed. The Altarians used technology and shields. Humans had no pattern. They could be merciful or merciless, logical or insane. They might negotiate for peace or fight to the last breath. You never knew which human you were facing until it was too late. Private Thekvar was the youngest soldier present. He whispered to his squad mate, "Why isn't she afraid? We have her surrounded." His squad mate, a veteran named Grixnar, answered quietly, "You ever corner a Earth predator, boy? They're most dangerous when they have nothing to lose." Commander Faxroll made a decision. He activated his external speakers. The words came out in Galactic Standard, the common language of space. "Human, you will surrender. You are outnumbered 20 to 1. The human's response would determine everything. If she begged, they would take her prisoner. If she threatened, they would shoot. If she stayed silent, they would wait. But Maya Carter did none of these things. She smiled. Maya's smile made the Vraxian soldiers step back. Just a small movement, but she noticed. Good. The first seed of doubt was planted. She activated her suit's external speakers. Her voice came out clear and steady in perfect Vraxian language. "Commander Faxroll, Squadron Leader, 7th Fleet, 312 confirmed kills. youngest commander in Vraxian history. The aliens froze. How did she know this? How did she speak their language? Maya continued. This is not your first time attacking a human facility, but it might be your last. Her oxygen meter showed 38 minutes. She had to work fast, but not too fast. Timing was everything. Commander Thaxral's 4 hands tightened on his weapon. You speak our language. I speak 16 languages, Maya replied. Vraxian is one of the easier ones. Your grammar structure is similar to Earth's Mandarin Chinese. Did you know that? She didn't mention that she had learned Vraxian just 6 months ago, or that she only knew basic phrases. Let them wonder. Lieutenant Krevar whispered to another soldier. How does a research station navigator know military codes? Maya heard him. Their comms were encrypted, but human suits had excellent audio pickups. Another advantage they didn't know about. You're wondering how I know so much, Maya said. She turned slowly, making eye contact with each soldier through their visors. The real question is, why am I here? You survived our attack, Thaxral stated. Did I? Maya let the question hang in space. Your scanners show one human life sign, but you know our technology doesn't always match yours. Sometimes we hide things, truth mixed with lies. The best kind of bluff. Her suit was standard issue, nothing special. But Vraxian paranoia about human technology was legendary. Here's something interesting, Maya continued. Your empire attacked this station at 3:47 Galactic Standard Time. I was scheduled for deep space patrol at 400. Strange coincidence, yes. She watched their body language change. Shoulders tensing, weapons lifting slightly. They were military. They didn't believe in coincidences. Commander, you have 2 choices. Maya kept her voice casual, like discussing weather. Leave now, or I complete my mission. What mission? Thaxral demanded. Maya smiled again. You attacked a research station, killed 300 civilians, scientists, doctors, engineers. Her voice hardened. Do you really think Earth would let that go unanswered? She knew their psychology. Vraxians were pack hunters. They understood revenge, but their revenge was quick, brutal, direct. Human revenge was different. Humans would wait years, plan every detail, strike when least expected. You're bluffing, Sergeant Fraxtel said, but his voice cracked slightly. Am I? Maya touched her helmet. My suit's been transmitting since you arrived. Everything you say, everything you do. Going straight to Earth Command. A lie. Her communications were completely dead, but they couldn't verify that. Even if you kill me, she continued, you've already given away too much. Your formation, your numbers, your ship positions. Earth's tactical computers are already building response scenarios. Private Thekvar's weapon shook slightly. The youngest soldier was breaking first. Perfect. But here's the interesting part, Maya said. I'm not here to gather intelligence. I'm here to give you a message. She let them process this. Their minds would fill in the blanks. What message? From who? Why her? Earth knows about your expansion plans. We know about the colony ships hiding in the Nexus Nebula. We know about your supply lines through the Kepler corridor. Some of this was true. Human intelligence had intercepted Vraxian communications. Some was educated guessing. But delivered with enough confidence, it all sounded like fact. So, Commander, Maya finished. You have a choice. Leave now and report to your leaders. Tell them Earth knows everything. Or stay and find out why they sent me instead of a fleet. The oxygen meter hit 30 minutes. Time was running out. But Maya kept her breathing steady, her heartbeat calm. Everything depended on the next few seconds. Commander Thaxral studied her through his visor. 20 soldiers waited for his orders. The silence stretched between them like a tightening wire. Maya's mind raced as she watched the Vraxians. She had studied their psychology files back at the station. Pack hunters, strong when united, but doubt could spread through them like a virus. She pulled up her suit's medical database on her helmet display. The Vraxians couldn't see her screen. Perfect. She began reading chemical formulas aloud in their language. C8H11NO3. Adrenaline. Increases human strength by up to 300%. C21H30O2. Testosterone. Enhances aggression and muscle density. The soldiers shifted nervously. Every species had heard stories about human chemistry, how their bodies were walking chemical weapons factories. Fun fact, Maya added, human saliva contains bacteria that can kill most galactic species. Our immune system fights off diseases that would destroy entire planets. True, but exaggerated. Human bacteria were dangerous to some aliens, not all. But fear didn't need complete accuracy. Lieutenant Krevar scanned her again. Commander, her heart rate is dropping. Body temperature stable. She's relaxing. Maya smiled inside her helmet. Meditation training from Earth was paying off. While they expected panic, she gave them calm. It was deeply unsettling. You know what fascinates me about Vraxians? Maya asked. You're excellent warriors. But you evolved as pack hunters. You need numbers. Humans, we evolved as persistence hunters. We don't need strength or speed. We just need patience. She floated closer to them. Several weapons tracked her movement. On Earth, our ancestors would chase prey for hours. Days sometimes. The prey would run, rest, run again. But humans kept coming, walking, following, never stopping. Eventually, the prey would collapse from exhaustion. Her oxygen meter showed 22 minutes. Time to escalate. That's what we're doing to your empire. You don't see it yet, but we're already there, waiting, watching, following. Commander Thaxral's voice was steady, but Maya caught the slight tension. Explain. How many human traders visit your ports? How many human mechanics work on your ships? How many human doctors treat your wounded? Maya spread her hands. We're everywhere. And you invited us in. She accessed another file. Human bone density, 40% higher than Vraxian. Muscle fiber tensile strength, 60% greater. Healing rate, 3 times faster. And that's before combat drugs. Combat drugs. Private Thekvar blurted out. Oh, you didn't know. Maya feigned surprise. Humans have chemicals that turn off pain. Completely. Soldiers can fight with broken bones, torn muscles, even fatal wounds. They feel nothing. She was mixing truth with fiction now. Yes, humans had pain medications, but nothing like what she described. The key was making it believable. Here's my favorite fact. Maya continued. Humans are the only species that get stronger when injured. Adrenaline, endorphins, testosterone. They all spike when we're hurt. Your species gets weaker with wounds. We get more dangerous. Sergeant Vraxtel growled. You're lying. Am I? Maya touched her damaged suit. Look at me. Floating in space, oxygen running out. 20 enemies surrounding me. And what's my heart rate? She paused. 58 beats per minute. Resting rate. It was true. Her meditation training kept her genuinely calm. But they didn't need to know it was training, not biology. You want to know the real difference between humans and Vraxians? Maya asked. You fight to live. We're comfortable with death. It's an old friend. She quoted something she'd read once, translating it into Vraxian. We came from a world where everything tried to kill us. Weather, animals, plants, diseases, even other humans. Death was always there, so we made peace with it. The silence stretched. Maya could practically feel their doubt growing. But here's what really scares your leaders, she finished. Humans don't just accept death. We weaponize it. Ever heard of a suicide bomber? Kamikaze pilot. Last stand. These are human concepts. No other species has words for them. Oxygen at 18 minutes. The psychological seeds were planted. Now she needed to let them grow. Private Thekvar made the mistake. The young Vraxian soldier pointed his scanner at Maya and announced what he saw. "Commander, her heart rate is decreasing. Body temperature dropping. She's getting calmer." The words echoed through their comms. 20 soldiers heard it. 20 soldiers felt a chill that had nothing to do with space. Maya seized the moment. "That's right. I'm not stressed. I'm hunting." She let that word sink in. Hunting. A lone human, surrounded by 20 armed soldiers, claiming to be the hunter, not the prey. Commander Thaxral's forehands adjusted his grip on his weapon. "Hunting what?" "You," Maya said simply. "All of you." She floated in a slow circle, making eye contact with each soldier. "You know what humans call 20-to-1 odds. Target practice." Several Vraxians stepped back again. The formation was breaking. Fear was spreading. "Want to know something interesting?" Maya continued. "I've been transmitting since you arrived. Not to Earth Command. That was a lie." She paused. "I've been transmitting to them." She pointed beyond the Vraxian warship. Empty space. Nothing there. Or was there? "Stealth technology," Maya said. "Your species never mastered it. Too focused on armor and weapons. Humans, we learned to hide. To wait. To watch." Lieutenant Krevar frantically checked his scanners. Nothing. But human stealth ships were invisible to most sensors. Everyone knew that. "How many ships?" Maya asked the empty space. 5. 10? They won't answer, of course. Radio silence during operations. But they're listening. She turned back to Thaxral. "Here's what happens next. You shoot me. I die. Simple, right? Except," she smiled, "I'm transmitting on a dead man switch. My death triggers immediate response." Pure fiction. Her communications were completely dead. But dead man switches were real technology. Humans used them. The concept fit perfectly. Immediate response. Sergeant Vraxtel scoffed. "Your ships would attack a Vraxian battlecruiser." "Attack?" Maya laughed. "No, they'd just upload everything I've transmitted. Your faces, your names, your rank insignia, your ship identification. All going to every human colony, ship, and station in the galaxy." She let them process this. "Congratulations. You'd be famous. The Vraxians who killed an unarmed human. A woman. Alone. After destroying a civilian research station." Private Thekvar's voice cracked. "So, we're soldiers. We follow orders." "True," Maya agreed. "But humans have long memories. Very long. Your name would be on a list. Forever. And humans travel everywhere. Trade everywhere. Work everywhere." She accessed another false file on her helmet display. Vraxian life expectancy, 120 Earth years. Lots of time for accidents, equipment failures, food poisoning, ship malfunctions. "You're threatening us?" Commander Thaxral growled. "No," Maya said calmly. "I'm explaining consequences. You know about human persistence. We don't forgive. We don't forget. We just wait." Her oxygen meter hit 12 minutes. Time for the big bluff. "But here's the real question," Maya said. "Why did Earth send one person instead of a fleet? Why risk a single human life?" She paused, then delivered the line she'd been building toward. "Unless the risk was calculated. Unless losing me was part of the plan. Unless my death is exactly what Earth Command wants." The formation broke completely. Soldiers looked at each other, weapons wavering. The seed of doubt had grown into full paranoia. "She's lying," Sergeant Vraxtel insisted, but his voice lacked conviction. "Maybe," Maya agreed. "Or maybe I'm a trigger. A catalyst. The excuse Earth needs to do what it's been planning anyway." She touched her helmet again. Oxygen at 10 minutes. Right on schedule. Just enough time for final transmission protocols. Commander Thaxral faced an impossible choice. Kill her and risk unknown consequences, Let her live and show weakness. Either way, the damage was done. His soldiers were doubting, afraid, confused. Maya floated in the center of their broken circle. One human, no weapons, running out of air. Winning. Commander Thaxrol's tactical computer ran calculations. No good options appeared. Every scenario ended badly. Kill the human. Face unknown retaliation. Release her. Show weakness to his troops. Keep her prisoner. Risk whatever plan she claimed to be part of. Maya watched him think. She could almost see the gears turning in his head. Time for the final push. Commander, she said, your computer can't help you. It's missing data. What data? Thaxrol asked before he could stop himself. The most important piece. What is Omega Protocol? The words hit like a shockwave. Several soldiers stepped back. Others raised their weapons higher. Omega Protocol. Every military force had heard whispers. A human program so secret that even mentioning it was classified. Some said it was super soldiers. Others claimed doomsday weapons. Nobody knew for sure. You're bluffing, Lieutenant Krevar said. But sweat was forming inside his helmet. Maya neither confirmed nor denied. She just floated there, silent, calm, letting their imagination fill the gaps. Private Thekvar broke first. Commander, what if she's telling the truth? What if she really is Omega? Omega doesn't exist, Sergeant Vraxtel insisted. It's propaganda. Ghost stories. Is it? Maya asked. Then why does your military database have 17 different reports about it? All classified. All redacted. All warning to avoid engagement. She was guessing, but it was an educated guess. Every military had reports about enemy secret weapons. Most were nonsense, but they existed. Let me tell you what I know. Maya continued. Omega Protocol agents can survive in hard vacuum. No suit required. Modified organs, synthetic blood, reinforced skeleton. Complete fiction. Humans couldn't survive in space without suits, but the lies fit the legend. They feel no pain, need no sleep, can go weeks without food. She paused. And they're all volunteers. People who chose to become weapons. Her oxygen meter showed 6 minutes. Heart rate still steady. The meditation training held. Here's the test, Maya said. If I'm lying, I'll panic soon. Oxygen running out. Death approaching. Normal humans can't control that fear. She spread her arms wide. But if I'm Omega Protocol, I'll stay calm until the end. Because we're engineered for this. Designed to die if necessary. One life for maximum damage. Commander Thaxrol made another scan. Heart rate, 55. Blood pressure, normal. Brain activity, focused. No signs of panic. It was impossible. Every species panicked when oxygen ran low. Basic survival instinct. Unless. Sir, Private Thekvar's voice shook. Her readings haven't changed. At all. For 20 minutes. That's not natural, another soldier muttered. Maya smiled. Nothing about Omega Protocol is natural. That's the point. She accessed one last fake file. Omega deployment parameters. Single agent. Maximum psychological impact. Minimal resource expenditure. Perfect for sending messages. What message? Thaxrol demanded. That Earth is done playing nice. Your empire pushed too far. Killed too many humans. Time for consequences. She pointed at the warship. One agent. One message. Delivered directly to Vraxian command. Much more effective than a fleet battle. The formation was completely broken now. Soldiers floated in loose groups, weapons lowered, looking at each other. But here's the beautiful part. Maya added, if you kill me, you confirm Omega Protocol exists. Every military in the galaxy will know humans have secret super soldiers. The fear alone will change everything. And if we let you go? Thaxrol asked. Then you're smart. You survive. You report what happened. And your command has to wonder, How many more Omega agents are out there? Watching. Waiting. Hidden among normal humans. 4 minutes of oxygen. Maya felt lightheaded, but kept her voice steady. Choose quickly, Commander. My mission completes either way. Death or survival. Both send the message Earth wants. Faxrel looked at his terrified soldiers, at the human who showed no fear, at options that all led to disaster. His forehand slowly lowered his weapon. The Vraxian soldiers watched their commander lower his weapon. Some started to do the same. Others hesitated. The unit was splitting apart. Lieutenant Vraxtel broke the silence. His voice echoed through their comms, loud and desperate. Commander, she has to be lying. Omega Protocol is just a story. Think about it. Faxrel's hands froze on his weapon. The doubt in his eyes was visible even through his helmet. Vraxtel pressed on. If humans could survive in vacuum, we'd have seen it. If they had super soldiers, they'd have used them. She's just a navigator playing mind games. Some soldiers nodded. Logic was fighting fear. Maya felt the momentum shifting. 3 minutes of oxygen left. She needed something dramatic. Lieutenant Vraxtel, she said calmly. Service number 4847 Delta. Born on Vrax Prime. Sister named Kilavar. Serves on the merchant vessel Star Runner. The lieutenant stumbled backward. How? How do you know that? Maya smiled. Brother named Thexvar. Died in the Centauri campaign. You visit his memorial every year. You leave blue flowers, his favorite. Pure guessing based on common Vraxian names and traditions, but delivered with certainty, it sounded like intelligence gathering. We know everything about you, Maya continued. All of you. That's what humans do. We study. We learn. We prepare. Private Thekvar was shaking now. Commander, if she's really Omega Protocol, killing her triggers a deadman switch. Every human ship within 50 light-years will converge on our position. That's not possible, Sergeant Vraxtel argued, but his voice wavered. Maya laughed. It wasn't a pleasant sound. Not possible? You're using Vraxian logic. Humans don't follow your rules. She pointed at empty space again. How many human colonies exist? Hundreds? Thousands? How many ships? Cargo haulers? Mining vessels? Research craft? All with humans aboard. All with weapons hidden in their holds. Another lie, but based on truth. Human civilians were everywhere in the galaxy. The idea of them being secret military assets was terrifying. Every human ship has the same directive, Maya said. If Omega Protocol is activated, converge and destroy. No questions, no hesitation, no mercy. 2 minutes of oxygen. Her vision was starting to blur, but her voice remained steady. Commander Faxrel's computer beeped. A priority message from his ship. He read it, and his body went rigid. Sir, Lieutenant Krevar asked. Long-range sensors, Faxrel said slowly. Detecting multiple hyperspace signatures. 15. No, 20 contacts. Approaching our position. Maya felt surprise, but didn't show it. This was impossible. Her communications were dead. Unless. Right on schedule, she said smoothly. 24-hour response protocol. My suit's been broadcasting since yesterday. You just triggered stage 2. She was making it up as she went, but the timing was perfect. Cosmic coincidence or incredible luck. She'd take it. They're not military signatures, Faxrel continued. Cargo ships, transports, mining vessels, but they're all converging on us. The human civilian fleet, coming to investigate the destroyed station, but the Vraxians didn't know that. Civilian ships with military crews, Maya lied. Standard Omega Protocol. Hide soldiers as traders, weapons as cargo, warships as freighters. Fear swept through the Vraxian ranks like wildfire. Their greatest nightmare, human deception on a galactic scale. Commander, Private Thekvar screamed. We need to leave. Now. 1 minute of oxygen. Maya's chest felt tight. Black spots danced in her vision. But she held her posture, held her calm, held her bluff. "Choose, Commander," she whispered. "Fight 20 civilian ships and confirm humans militarized everything. Or run and report that Omega Protocol is real." Faxrel looked at his panicking soldiers, at the approaching contacts, at the dying human who still showed no fear. His 4 hands moved to his helmet comm. The next words would decide everything. "All units," he said, "return to pods. We're leaving." The Vraxians moved fast. Fear drove them faster. They wanted away from the human who might be unkillable, away from civilian ships that might be warships, away from Omega Protocol. Maya watched the Vraxians scramble to their pods, 20 alien soldiers, the galaxy's apex predators, running from one unarmed human. Their magnetic boots clanged against debris as they rushed away. 30 seconds of oxygen left. Her vision tunneled, black edges creeping in. But she held her position, held her calm. The act had to last until they were gone. Commander Faxrel was the last to leave. He turned back once, staring at her through his visor. Their eyes met across the void. "What are you really?" he asked. Maya smiled one last time. "Just human." The commander nodded slowly, then fired his thrusters. His pod sealed and launched. 20 small ships raced back to their warship. 20 seconds of oxygen. Maya's hands were shaking now. Not from fear, but from lack of air. Her body's automatic responses taking over. The Vraxian warship powered up its engines. The massive vessel turned away from the debris field, away from the approaching civilian ships, away from her. 10 seconds. Maya closed her eyes. The performance was over. She could finally let go. A hyperspace window opened. The warship disappeared in a flash of light. They were gone. 5 seconds. Maya laughed weakly. She'd done it. Bluffed 20 soldiers into retreat. Made them fear shadows and stories. Her oxygen meter hit 0. Darkness closed in. Maya's last thought was that her drill instructor had been right. Fear really was humanity's greatest weapon. Her body went limp, floating among the debris. 1 hour later, the cargo ship Nebraska dropped out of hyperspace. Captain Lisa Wong checked her scanners. The research station was completely destroyed. "Life signs?" she asked her crew. 1. Barely. Human female, in an EVA suit. "Get her aboard. Now." Maya woke up in the ship's medical bay. Oxygen mask on her face. Warm blankets around her body. Alive. Dr. Paul Kim checked her vitals. "You're lucky we found you. Another minute, and you'd be gone." Maya tried to speak. Her throat was raw. "The Vraxians. Gone. Their warship jumped to hyperspace right before we arrived. Weird thing, though. They didn't take any salvage. Just left." Maya smiled weakly. They'd never know how close she'd come to death. How her calm at the end was really oxygen deprivation. How every fact about Omega Protocol was pure fiction. 3 weeks later, Maya sat in a debriefing room at Earth Command. Admiral Jennifer Brooks reviewed her report for the 3rd time. "Let me understand this," the Admiral said. "You convinced 20 Vraxian soldiers you were part of a secret super soldier program. With no weapons, no backup, just words." "Yes, Mom. And now they think we have agents who can survive in vacuum. Hidden military assets in civilian ships. Something called Omega Protocol." "That's correct." The Admiral leaned back. "Lieutenant Carter, do you realize what you've done?" Maya stayed silent. The Vraxians have pulled back from human space. Completely. Their command is terrified of this Omega Protocol. They're checking every human they meet, wondering if they're secret agents. Admiral Brooks smiled. "Other species are asking about it too. The entire galaxy thinks humans have super soldiers. Our trade negotiations have never been better." "Should I correct the record?" Maya asked. "Absolutely not. Fear is keeping our colonies safe. Sometimes the best weapon is the one that doesn't exist." Maya nodded. She understood. 6 months later, she received a classified message. Earth Command was creating a new division. Psychological warfare. They wanted her to train recruits. The first lesson she taught: humans aren't the strongest species. We're not the fastest or the toughest. But we are the best storytellers. And in space, sometimes a good story is all you need. The legend of Omega Protocol spread through the galaxy. No species wanted to test if it was real. The Vraxians never attacked another human facility. And Maya Carter, she became known as the woman who won a war without firing a shot, the human who made 20 soldiers surrender to save one life, her own.